Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Does Cat say hello?
Cat has now fucked off.
Okay.
Cat was going to say hello, and then she decided, no, fuck it. I'm done.
You only get one.
What, cat or just done?
Meow.
One meow.
Well, more of a...
Yeah, that's GLaDOS. GLaDOS only does that noise. Unless I'm feeding her, and then it's... like, constantly. For as long as it takes me to get downstairs, get the food, put it in the bowl. I'm not allowed to sleep in when my alarm goes off because she will sit on my head.
Just shout at
you. Sorry, people didn't come here for cats, although I'm not too sure why people are here. Anyway, people are enjoying the fact that we're finding this all right.
Yeah.
Which is weird. You didn't come here for us to enjoy things.
No. We'd like it to happen more often, but you know. I mean, the one thing we can remember is no matter even some of the really terrible ones we've done, nothing's worse than Pyrite Heart.
Nothing is worse than Pyrite Heart. Basically, we're on a continuum of Pyrite Heart to this. I think at this point,
even the bloody what was it called now?
Fault.
I keep wanting to call it Faust for some reason. That's a different story. We got through Faust to the end, effectively, and we didn't like that. Well, it's not that we didn't like it. Well, we didn't like it. World setting's interesting.
Yeah, the story's
nothing
bullshit.
Else is.
This, on the other hand, it's quite nice. I quite like it. And apparently there are 5 different stories, but Corpse has vetoed at least 2 of them.
You've got to go through the 2 really creepy, rapey people before you can get to the interesting one.
No, not the creepy... 1 creepy, rapey people and then Incest Boy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because he is technically a stepbrother and that is actually creepy.
There's a lot of fiction about that on the internet.
I know, and...
I wish there wasn't.
I wish there wasn't. It is incest, guys. I mean, I know we're doing, like, Lannister, yay, incest stuff going on, but... Well, it's not really Lannister incest. It's more kind of, the other couple. I can't think of what they've probably got a cutesy name by now, but I can't think of what it is.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Do you not?
Oh, do you mean Daenerys?
It's Daenerys and Jon.
Snow.
Yeah, they've probably got some kind of cutesy name by now.
Snaris.
Snaris.
Snaris. Snaris. Right, Snaris. That's a name for a concussed gnome.
That's my next concussed gnome D&D character, I'm sure.
Snaris. No.
Anyway, people surprisingly want us to do this one, so let's do it. Oh, fuck. Days go by before I decide to leave the tavern again to watch Karma practice with the knights. What has happened? I've forgotten what's happened. Found
out about the potion, and she actually did something helpful in stopping Karma getting mobbed. So she got a bit of her magic gem, the necklace thing, which for some reason people were able to identify her by before she got the shoe bit, even though before that it was the plainest necklace on earth.
Yes. These last few days I felt hollow. Maybe seeing the normal practices will help me feel better.
Say normal people. Yes, the common people. I want to live with common people. I want to do all things the common people do.
Maybe it'll make me feel like nothing's changed. When I arrive at the forest, however, only Karma is standing in the clearing.
Any other fucking...
He's staring through the trees as if he sees something there, but his expression is solemn, almost sad.
Walk up, stand behind him, and the other 2 are just banging behind a tree.
Eventually, he sighs, shaking his head before turning in my direction. That wasn't... that was, I want to suck your blood.
I want to suck your blood. Ah, Henry Punk.
I prepare myself for a response, but find no words come to mind. I have not spoken to Karma since the talk about mother and witches, and any of the ease I felt with him before has slipped away. Still, I came here on my own, and I cannot just stand here being mute.
No, that's the other one.
I say the first thing that comes to mind.
Penis!
No, that's what you always say. No, actually, true story, guys. When my D&D group meets up every Saturday, the first thing that one of them says is penis in the group chat, just to get everyone's attention. Genuine thing that Corp started. Where are Durian and Garland?
I'll only train with Garland. Yeah, Durian is on patrol tonight. I only answer half of question. He'll be here later. I just came early. The owl flies past. Very early. Ooh, ooh. Bats everywhere. A fox scampers in the distance. It seems you did too.
Oh, no shit.
I set the clocks forward. Or back, whichever.
I'm going to have a lot of time giggling at this one, I think, today.
Henry Punk, are you okay? I'm sorry I haven't been by to see you.
It's not as if you owe that to me.
No, but we live in the same building. It's, you know, I don't owe it to you, but I truly wanted to. I've just been busy these last few days scouting the town for information. As much as I want you to come with me.
Why?
Murdered.
Why would you ever have wanted to pair up with someone like me anyway? I am feeling particularly sorry for myself at this moment in time, and I want everyone to feel it.
I found out I'm about to I'm just about to inherit unlimited cosmic power. I feel very sorry for myself. No! Why, princess, that's because you're...
I am bitter and cold, and even though I want to change, all I can think about is myself. Well, wanting to change is half the battle, I guess.
Yeah.
But now I want to change because I do not want to be the same as my mother, who I idolise my entire life. Isn't that selfish? Although why she would idolise her, I don't... Well, yeah.
Spoke to her, so it's, you know... Abuse victim.
Abuse victim, yeah. It's difficult to get out of that habit and that mindset, I suppose.
Which is why you have to hope that there's a witch who sits on your shelf as a tiny action figure for a year for some reason. Before cursing you, with everyone forgetting that you exist.
Well, not everyone.
No, oh no, sorry, about everyone else is cursed of some other ridiculous thing, remembers you, and so does the person who used to be an action figure, and also some weird hippie girl.
Yes.
I was going to say hippie chick. I think hippie chick is actually quite an appropriate way to refer to her.
I mean, yes. She's strange.
Manic pixie dream girl.
Literally, in this case, yes.
Yeah. Maybe so, but I believe you're being selfish for the right reasons.
What? I mean,
now,
granted, being selfish sometimes to protect yourself is fine. I mean, is that saying that sometimes you can only save one person? It's okay that that person is you. You know, that's a whole thing that I can get behind, so, meh.
An entirely selfless person can't survive in this world. He'd starve. Before we can make others happy, we need to be happy ourselves.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Happy. Ourselves? I don't think I've ever been happy.
Yes, an angry person holds resentment towards everyone and admires whatever good deeds they seek to do.
That is why I cannot complete my good deeds.
Wrong. You've already got one done. Recognizing the need for change is always a good thing, Henry Bonk. Regardless of the motivation, you're trying to become a better person. That is what matters.
Okay, back off, bruv. That's... Oh, I'm sorry, no. That's a little bit too close. No.
Hello.
Hello, low-res Karma.
Hello.
Stop it, I'm not doing it. He takes a step towards me, then puts his hands on my shoulders and leans down until I can look right into his eyes. Karma's serious expression startles me as much as his touch.
You ever find out what the height difference between these two is?
She comes up to about his shoulders, I think.
Okay. So he's literally a head taller.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. It's never too late for someone to change. You taught me that.
What? How could I have taught Karma anything?
Do you mind if I tell you a story, Henry Bonk?
If you do it from over there, that's fine.
Do it from 2 steps back.
Oh, okay. It actually recognises he's a bit too close. He's standing too close. Well, we're stepping away from him because, seriously, you're a bit too close.
Say it, don't spray it.
I take a step away from him and Karma's hands fall from my shoulders. He sighs out.
I've never heard that before.
No. I mean, I understand it as a concept, but... The story better be just as dramatic as mine.
Thank you, Henry Bonk.
For what?
For agreeing to listen.
Yay, we got the doohickey. Apparently he wants us to step away from him. He doesn't like us.
Maybe he appreciates us valuing space.
Possibly.
And also not going, dude, breath mint. And for what you just did. Flee!
Stepping away from him? Was I distracting him? Probably. We've already established that, you know.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a crown prince from a kingdom called Boo-ha!
Is it him by any chance, you suppose? Brugantia is one of the neighbouring kingdoms, so this isn't make-believe. So yes, it's him then.
Well, unless it just is make-believe.
Ah!
My name was Captain Acronym.
Yeah, okay. Captain Acronym.
Claude Adric Rinaldi. Is that Matthias or Matheus? Matheus Almonte. But because my name was such a mouthful, yeah, he settled for an acronym as a nickname. At least around the palace where it was acceptable.
Claude Adric.
Who settles for an acronym as their nickname? You just shorten the first one, normally.
Normally, yes. So, what?
Some people go by their middle name, but, you know, you just usually shorten it.
So what did he say his first name was? Claude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I can see why he didn't.
Yeah.
I'm Prince Claude. Really? Your parents named you that? What? I'm Claude. Claude is not a fairy tale name.
No, it really isn't.
Unless in the very earliest versions where it literally might be. Prince Claude was a man who flaunted his beauty and talents to all that he met. Then he went, you call Claude. He often used his title to get what he wanted, which was mainly vagina. Prince Claude was a selfish man who felt he was entitled to everything that he had. He was vain and often left his castle unattended so he could avoid his responsibilities. Wait. Oh, right, as in he was unattended, not the castle. That's what
I don't know. It could be read either way, to be honest.
There's usually more than one person in a castle, I'm going to be honest. Yeah. Also, if you're a prince... Oh, then again, a principality is actually a state. So
yeah.
It's just lower in the religious feudal hierarchy than a kingdom. Because basically princes don't get some tit in a robe flicking water at them during the coronation. That's the main difference.
Some tit in a robe. Generic tit in generic robe.
Yep. All hail the boob pope.
The boob pope. Boob pope unite.
Then one day he chanced upon a beautiful maiden in the town square. He led her around the whole day, being as charming as he possibly could. Then she kicked him in the nads. At the end of the day, he asked that woman to be his lover. She agreed, but their time together did not last long.
Did you piss off a witch, Claude?
Just got overexcited.
I'm guessing he pissed off a witch.
Only weeks later, Prince Claude threw her away as one who throws away an object and broke the woman's heart. And she cursed him.
Because he's a tit.
Honestly, it sounds like a honey trap if she was a witch.
Yeah, true.
That beautiful maiden was a witch, but Prince Claude found out too late. The witch said she would make his beauty, his vanity, a curse.
To make even beauty a curse?
Ashamed of being cursed, Prince Claude donned a disguise and left his kingdom behind. He had been gone for nearly a year now, and most probably assumed he is dead. Even though legally it has to be 5 years, but yeah. But in truth, the prince had come to seeking a way to break his curse for some reason. I mean, who knows where he came here. He had heard of a young lady named Henry Bonk, who on her 18th birthday could dispel any... Does everyone know?
Apparently she is the only one that does not know. I mean, that...
Does this go into the witch telling him, or what?
I from what I gather, everyone knew that What's-Her-Doodle's mother was a witch, and, like, head witch bitch. So...
Witch bitch in a swimming costume.
But everyone knows, and, you know, if she's in charge of the crystal, then she can ostensibly control what witches do. I don't know. I'm making shit up here. So...
Yeah, but if she's going to get the power to dispel any curse, then why does she need to do good deeds?
Well, I guess they wanted to get to her before she actually could do that.
It's kind of...
Be a good person before you can actually do that by yourself.
We can do it anyway. It's just a matter of time.
It is basically for her, isn't it?
The moment you wake up on cake day, you can do what you want. Literally.
Effectively, yeah.
Here is a magic rock.
Karma.
Red, gold, and green.
He looks so sad. I don't know how to comfort him.
Lift shirt.
Claude. Oh, he's blushing. That's creepy. No.
Claude.
Karma. Claude turns a startling red as he stares at me, and for a few moments he does not speak. Then he bursts out laughing.
Ha ha!
I stare at him in shock, not understanding his reaction. I feel myself flush. Isn't that your real name?
No, darling, it is. But hearing you say my name, well, it sounds so much softer out of your lips. I rather like it, Claude.
My cheeks are warm again. How is it he's always able to make me feel this way? Because of hormones.
Yeah.
You want to do a diddling, that's why it works.
See him.
I will call you by that name if it makes you so happy.
Let's make it a secret between the two of us. I'm still Miss Karma here.
Spackle.
Besides, I'd rather you kept my name, that name for my ears only. Makes me feel more special that way.
That's quite a weird thing you've just requested, to be honest.
Yes.
More special. At that moment, Garland shows up for practice and Claude politely excuses himself. I watched the two of them trade blows. Claude favours his other hands, but his blows still come quickly, even with his injury. The more Claude tells me, the more I realise that he's like me, a noble cursed for being selfish.
Just sorry, the name Claude just makes you imagine someone with a pet whippet. It's just...
I assume he has got a pet whippet.
Yeah.
It's fine. But how do I help break his curse, and why can't he tell me?
Something you see down a dog track of a pint of brown ale.
As practice is drawing to a close, Claude asks Garland the usual question.
Have you confessed to Julian yet?
Garland only shakes his head in reply. The two men sheathe their swords. Sorry. Garland looks almost... almost as sad as he turns his way to make his way back to the tavern.
Ooh, on a complete side note, I've actually got a friend who used to edit erotica for a living.
That doesn't surprise me in the fucking slightest.
Yeah, I was surprised when I found out as well, because she doesn't seem the type.
To be fair, there is no specific type.
Actually, no, to be fair, her other half doesn't seem the type. She seems perfectly fine with it.
It's a good job he's not the one doing it then, I suppose. Yeah. He likes her, and yet he won't say something. Why is that frustrating me so much? Because it's annoying as shit.
Yes, it is. I speak from personal experience.
Yes, I know that feeling.
Everyone standing around going, just fuck's sake.
Just ask her.
We're both thinking it.
Yeah.
Because we're both potential partners. We're friends of ours and stuff. We're both going, yes, You both fancy each other, but are worried that the other one doesn't. Right, for fuck's sake.
Garland. Oh my god, yes,
You.
princess? You have to tell Urian. You have to. Just fucking
Yeah,
do it already.
Do it now.
Claude told me before that confessing is hard, but what Garland is going through looks even harder.
Slap him.
Princess, you know I'm incapable. No, it's gone into scouse. Fuck.
That's just nerves.
Yeah. No, you think you're incapable, but if you never say anything to her, you'll never know. If I say something wrong, I risk losing everything, and that I already have with her. And if you say nothing, you risk losing what you could have had with her.
I'd just say that their friendship is probably stronger than that.
I would expect so.
Also, we got a magic crystal.
Yay!
Yeah. The "oh for fuck's sake" response.
The "oh for fuck's sake" response works pretty well, to be honest.
If you don't do it, I will.
Yeah.
I know it's a dick move, but it means I don't stab you. Right? So either that or screwdriver in the gums. Those are your two choices. Henry Punk is right. Maybe you should really tell her, Garland. It's not like I've been subtly hinting for months.
But before, Claude was adamant that Garland shouldn't confess to Urian. What changed? If I mess us up...
Let's try looking at it through another lens. Imagine that Urian is Henry Punk. How do you think she would like to be confessed to?
Bad idea. Abort. Abort.
Abort!
I frown at the two men, arms crossed. Excuse me.
Well, you and Urian are very similar. You're both very straightforward.
Confess to the princess? My eyes move to Claude, but only fleetingly before they are once again on Garland.
Oh, I guess he's going over here when they come back from patrol. And then hilarity ensues.
I would really respect it more if they just did not do that and had them
I'm hoping that isn't a thing that occurs.
Please no.
Please.
You just no. You just need to do something simple, Garland. Something that will not rub her the wrong way. And trust me, I know about being rubbed the wrong way.
Well, okay then. A maiden's heart is ever fragile, and each woman is different. For example, the one you're trying to chat up murders people for a living.
Claude is wearing an amused smile on his face, but he's looking at me, not Garland. I feel my face flush and have to look away.
Henry Punk, your tomato red again. It's adorable.
I cross my arms over my rapidly beating heart and force a scowl on my face. No, I was just thinking about what Garland could do, and that made me blush. Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Something simple like when Karma kissed my hand. No! Again, woman that likes to kill people.
What you do is you get a unicycle, right? And a banner.
Garland kissing Urian hands is probably not a good idea.
What you do is you hire a troop of clowns, and they march through the pub with a banner. That's...
Maybe he could do what Claude and I did that one day in town. He can buy us some food and they can just talk.
Like people do.
Like people do, yeah. Garland, have you ever asked Urian out for food? Not alone. Urian is... Oh, fuck, I can't do the accent again. Urian is practical, and she always eats at the tavern. She's also always on duty if she's available.
Okay. I'll take her patrol shift 2 nights from now, then. Tomorrow, you can ask her out for a meal. Twinkle.
Sparkle, sparkle.
You can make your invite a grand affair. We can drape banners on the wall, so I could give you a rose, because those are known for their grandness.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a terrible idea.
And just imagine all these banners saying, I like you. I'm offended.
I feel like if I did something like that for Urian, she would get embarrassed and punch me.
Sounds like another lady that I know.
Claude grins at me, but I just roll my eyes. Garland, just ask her normally, and then when you are out and alone together, you can confess.
And we'll make sure you have the time to do it. I'll purposefully come late to practice tomorrow night, so you can ask her out for that date. How does that sound?
You two really think I can do this?
If you don't, we'll kill you.
You just have to ask the question. Whatever follows will at least be an answer.
I love that. That was just, for fuck's sake, just do it.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, then.
Good man. I'm sure it'll go swimmingly, particularly when we find you face down in the river.
Or I could drown. You won't drown, Garland, unless you don't do it, and then I will drown you.
In a sink.
Garland excuses himself with a nervous smile before Claude turns to me expectantly with a mischievous grin.
Now, Henry Punk, we'll come here early tomorrow and spy on them. You need to scope out a good spot.
No.
Trolling, then.
Spy on them.
Of course. We need to make sure that our efforts pay off.
You can find that in the next morning when they're obviously romantically involved or not talking to each other. I don't think we should.
I don't know. Depends on the sense of humour of the two of them. Because they might decide, right? I don't know. When we go down for breakfast, right? What we do is make sure we sit the other ends of the tavern away from each other, right? So everyone thinks that it went badly. and everyone's too embarrassed to talk about it. We get the tension just right. We'll just burst out laughing. You don't want to see how it plays out?
I mutely shake my head, unable to put my emotions into words.
No.
That's cringy for a start. For some reason, I'm imagining myself in Urian's position. It feels too personal. Claude's likeliness suddenly springs to mind, and I feel my face grow hot again. Likeliness?
I mean likeness, as if...
Ah, okay.
Professing her love to Claude.
Yeah.
Henry Punk, you've been oddly out of it today. Like you imagine me running a chip shop somewhere in the north.
Claude reaches out a hand toward me, then abruptly pulls away.
Oh, maybe more of a corner shop. Yes, a newsagent's. That seems more like...
I stare as he smiles at me, almost sheepishly. The conversation between us dies and we return to the Martian. Days passed, and though I did not spy on the conversation between Urian and Garland, I noticed that Garland has been smiling from ear to ear during his practice with Claude recently.
Also, there's this weird rhythmic noise on the wall during the night, from the bedrooms.
I can only assume that his confession went well.
Piston.
Claude took the patrol shift tonight, and as I lie in bed, I am restless. Every time I watch Claude practice with Urian and Garland, I am reminded of the palace of Fritz. I wonder how Fritz is doing. Is he still practicing with the other knights? My thoughts darken as I recall the kidnappings. Claude had to save me every single time. He got injured saving me. Unable to sleep, I slip out of bed and make my way to the reception room.
I then wander outside and get kidnapped.
The night air is cool and no one stops me from standing just outside the Martian.
It's just someone just swings down on a rope and grabs him and disappears.
I cannot just sit back and do nothing anymore. I have to act. I do not want Claude to get hurt because of me again. Eventually, I see Claude approach. He looks tired and is moving more slowly than usual, but when he sees me, his lips quirk into a smile.
Henry Punk, what are you doing out here tonight, love?
Love instead of darling. That's new. Hello, Claude. His face is dark red again.
If you're using my real name, I suppose you've come to ask for something serious.
Well, no, you said to use it when we're alone, and we happen to be alone. So,
yeah.
How could he know that? I do need to ask something of you.
Well, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I might heal, love.
Bleed on, maybe. What?
Oh, this is not about that. Never mind.
What did he think it was about? Do you think she was trying to talk to him about Mum or something? I'm asking if you will be my instructor. For some reason, I seem to have caught Claude off guard. He stares at me for a few moments.
What?
I want to learn how to use the sword, and I want you to be my instructor. Claude's expression becomes uncharacteristically serious.
I'd rather you didn't learn how to use the sword.
I do not want you to have to keep protecting me. Logically, one day I will have to protect myself.
I don't mind protecting you.
It's not the fucking
yes,
point.
rely on me completely for your security.
I do. Claude sighs and shakes his head.
Princesses shouldn't be using swords.
I'm not a princess technically anymore, so fuck it.
So, bleh.
I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. Look at this. This is called self-reliance.
Well, to be honest, next birthday you'll be able to basically have the powers of a god. So, it's just saying. You are.
I do not want you to get hurt again when I could do something about it.
Bah!
Teach me, please, Claude. Once again, he flushes. It seems to be an instant reaction, and is both amusing and endearing.
It won't be easy.
I wasn't expecting it to be. Claude stares at me for a long time before finally letting out a heavy sigh.
Fine, I'll train you.
Yeah.
You won't learn in a day, but I can teach you the essentials. You can use one of the knight's training swords.
Oh, thank you. I don't know why I'm stuttering, but fuck it.
Music to my ears. Meet me in the clearing in 10 minutes.
10 minutes? What?
You said you wanted to train, so we will. Don't expect me to go easy on you.
But aren't you tired? He looked exhausted when he came in, and now he wants to train.
Already trying to get out of training?
I am not. Claude shakes his head, but he is smiling.
I'll see you there in a few minutes, love.
Okay. Moonlight spills through the leaves, illuminating the forest with gentle light.
I just noticed we haven't pretty much only had nighttime scenes for freaking ages. It's like a cyberpunk game.
Oh, fair. Long minutes pass, and I stand in the clearing. I begin to feel restless. It isn't like Claude to be late. Is he tending to his injury?
Cam just scene switches to Claude being eaten by bears.
I hear a rustling in the leaves and immediately turn to see what the disturbance is, but the minute I do, I'm pulled back by a strong force and my world goes dark.
Got a bag.
Before I can scream, I hear a gentle voice in my ears.
Lesson 1, Henry Punk. When apprehended by an enemy that you can't see, remain calm and use your 5 senses to judge how best to get the upper hand.
This voice is coming from right behind me, and it's generic foreign voice, so I'm assuming it's Claude.
Wow, that Alright, when they said went dark in an irresistible force, I thought there'd be a bag, not just my hand over your eyes, guess who?
Claude. I become aware that this is the closest he's ever been to me, with my back pressed to his chest like this.
Panicking disorients the mind. It's why you must remain cool under any circumstance.
How could I not panic? Any normal person would panic.
An elbow in the gut would probably do it in this situation.
In this one, yeah. Still, I try to force myself to be calm.
Lesson 2. Enemies will often let down their guards when they think they have the upper hand. Catch your opponent off guard by remaining calm and locating his weakness with your senses, elbow in the gut.
As I try to calm myself as Claude instructs, it feels a bit easier, but only because I know it is Claude. An opening. I move as quickly as I can, stepping forward that I can swing an elbow back at Claude. Wow, well done. Before that happens, Claude has pulled me back to him, closing whatever distance I had put between us.
Didn't need to step forward to do that, to be honest, so...
Not really, no. In the process, he moves his hand from my eyes to my mouth.
Driver is available.
The thing is, only you can see that because it's not recording.
Right.
It's not recording that bit. I can once again see the forest, but my words are muffled between his hand. Bite him!
Nan! I would stick your tongue out because you'd make him go, nah! She's always amusing. Another thing to remember. You won't always be able to catch your enemy off guard by throwing punches or hits at them. Your opponent will usually always be stronger than you, Henry Punk, for you are a weedy little bitch.
Unless you're talking about magic, and then that's...
Yeah, then you will have the power to make the heavens rain meteors. So remember what I said about the weakness. Enemies will often let their guards down when they believe they are winning. Just like I have.
An opening. A thought occurs to me as I glance around me and then down at Karma's bandaged hand. Karma's bandaged hand is over my mouth. Is this the opportunity or a trick? Well, only one way to find out. That's still you.
What do you do, princess? What kind of tactic would remove you from my grasp?
Bite him. I'm going to feel terrible about this, but I have to try. Try to shift my head so I can get enough space to bite down. Even Claude cannot hold me completely still as I squirm. He's enjoying this, I'm sure. Eventually, the hand over my mouth moves just enough for me to open my mouth, but I falter. I cannot bite the hand that I injured. Unable to do anything else, I mutely shake my head and I hear Claude groan. In one swift motion, he pushes me down to the ground, pinning my hands by my head as he frowns at me. Okay, that's a little weird.
Okay, not even going to try and find an opening.
I glare at him. I'm not going to bite your hand.
Well? Bite my hand? I didn't even think of that.
But you made it obvious. You put your hand over my mouth.
I meant for you to try moving my hand. Pushing back a person's thumb usually causes their grip to loosen.
How was I supposed to know that?
Or do it when you were restraining your arms.
Yeah. Or was he restraining your arms? I don't know.
I must be restraining one of them, actually, but not the other one. But I guess, yeah. Experience is the best means of practice, as they say. Oh, we got a magic crystal.
Yay. I have a complaint about that particular lesson, but I withhold it.
That was a pretty good attempt, love, but not good enough, I'm afraid.
I wasn't expecting you to come at me like that. I was expecting sword practice.
Exactly. You weren't expecting a man to kidnap you in the alleyway, were you?
I glare up at him, unable to say anything because he's right.
You're oddly quiet.
It is hard to find an opening to hurt you when you are not really my enemy.
Bah!
He does not move, but continues to stare at me. His face is close to mine, close enough to what exactly?
Lick him. Lick his face.
Lick his face, oh yes.
Henry Punk, do you trust me to protect you?
That's not the point. I need to be able to protect myself, because you will not always be there.
Because you're planning on investigating the witches on your own.
No, I want to be able to protect myself because I do not want you to getting hurt protecting me. I said this multiple times in multiple different ways to you. Claude leans down and I can hear his hair at my cheek. For a few moments, everything slows to a stop and all I can hear is my heartbeat and his slow breathing.
Once you set your mind to something, you don't let go, do you?
That's why they call me the Venus flytrap. Claude pulls away from me before I can respond and he's standing again, offering me a hand.
Let's get started with some sword work then.
The pleasant smile is back on his face. I can never tell what he's thinking at times like these.
Probably something filthy.
Filthy.
Filthy. Filthy Claude.
What do you really like, Claude? I mean, like, person? Thorny Rose.
Oh, she's feeling a bit thorny.
Oh.
Oh.
When I return to the Marchen later on that night, my hands are scratched and I think I may have bruises on my arms. Claude was not joking when he said he would not go easy on me. But he did compliment me more than once.
Yeah, we believe you.
We don't need to see this.
Henry Punk, I've hit you quite a few times and you haven't uttered a single complaint. Impressive.
Not really, just maybe you need to hit it harder.
Ow, ow.
Crying is for the weak. Though everyone should be sleeping, I notice that the light is still on in the tavern. I see Durin and Garland up at a table, speaking with each other and laughing. If Claude had come back with me, he would be happy to see this. You two are still up? They are not even surprised when they turn to face me.
Oh, that's me. Yeah, good days on this, even better when stretched. I mean, I haven't been off duty in a long time.
Did you both have a good time tonight?
You were great. Garland knows these little places in the town I've never been before.
I notice that Urine is more energetic than usual, her smile a little wider than normal. I wonder if she's drunk.
Yeah, I'm going to go get another drink.
Another drink? Garland leans in toward me, his voice hushed. Oh my god. We already bought a replacement bottle when we were out today? We would never take anything from the Martian without money. Right, is Urian drunk? Oh no, Princess. Oh, fuck it. I can't do that accent. Not with the same rhythm. It's driving me insane. Oh no, Princess. Oh. Princess tipsy. It's like a buzz fades a lot quicker. I can't do that. I can't. I just can't. Ew. Garland and I watch Urian as she fills her glass at the bar. I have to thank you, Princess. I would never have asked her out if you and Karma hadn't insisted on it. Garland looks at me with a pleased smile. I'll take that as a yes. She didn't really realise until much later. I just asked her out for food and she thought that's all it was. Maybe Urian really did need to be told bluntly. And what happened?
Banners and clowns. I
told her with, like, clowns. And... we talked and remembered old times. Sounds like an old man. And I held her hand. I noticed Garland flinch ever so slightly, but he is smiling. He looks pleased with himself. And the night's not over yet, so... oh, no, that's him. Oh, the night's not over yet, so he trails off with a hopeful smile before raises his eyebrows at me. Banging tonight! What about you and Karma? What about us? I've asked him to train me. Train, Princess? You've asked him to teach you how to use a sword?
Yeah, what's this? I'm just going to pick up a sword. Yeah.
Urian returns to the table, but I'm too tired to properly join in the conversation. I should leave them to their conversation and head to bed. I need to get some rest if I want to start practicing at night. I excuse myself to head upstairs.
Fortunately, I sleep terribly due to the loud banging sound coming from further in the corridor.
I'm startled awake by an excruciatingly... oh, shit. Bright light.
Excruciatingly shit light.
It is momentary, and when it is over, I'm sitting in my bed, dazed and confused. My eyes burn. My hand flies to the pendant around my neck, where I see the second glass slipper with another piece.
Wait, that count as a good deed? Shouting, "Oh, for fuck's sake," at someone because you're getting annoyed.
Basically.
Okay.
Well, getting two people who are in love, obviously, together.
Yeah, but I got the impression the main reason for doing it is so they'd stop being annoying.
Sometimes that is a good deed in itself. There's another piece. But when did I do another good deed? I grasp the necklace tightly in my hand as I make my way to the tavern. Everyone is doing their pre-morning chores when I get to the tavern area.
That can be pre-morning. What does that mean? That doesn't make any sense.
It's nighttime. Pre-morning.
It's obviously midnight, not just beforehand with the sun. What?
I notice Karma glaring off into space, and they're not far from him, the two knights. They haven't been up all night, have they? I make my way slowly over to them.
Even back then you were like a kind of shadow, weren't you?
Yeah.
You don't have to hide it. It was obvious you were tailing me back then.
I was only because I was worried about you.
Oh, really nice. You don't have to worry about me, Lan. I'm just glad you did.
Lan.
Really?
Urian.
Oh, shush. Fritz used to call you that too. For some reason.
So is that Fritz the night guy in the palace?
Yeah.
Okay.
The bodyguard.
Oh, yeah.
Lanny's Garland's childhood name. Still gets embarrassed when I call him that. I think he's kind of rubbish.
I see. What are you two talking about?
No, that's you, sorry.
We were just reminiscing. I look at the two of them critically for a few moments, waiting for them to say something. They both exchange a glance before looking at me confused. Well?
Well, what?
How did your date go last night? Garland makes a sound and turns beet red. Urian's eyebrows quirk and then she laughs.
No, that it went well. So, in fact, these here two of us are still very much enjoying each other's company. Just like we did last night, know what I mean? Yeah.
Urian is usually...
Penis in vagina.
Usually busy taking her rounds with the Martian with a scowl on her face. She looks happier being here with Garland, more relaxed.
You might even say that we're dating.
Mm.
Isn't it funny how red he gets? Nah.
You were blushing just as much yesterday when I,
One more word, Len, or I swear all punches.
The two of them are both blushing now, or the scene is oddly comical. Who knew that the two great knights of the Order of Caldera could be so easily undone? Both of you are amusing to watch.
Imagine how much they'd be destroyed if someone walked in and shouted the word boobies.
The two of them stare at me, suddenly solemn-faced. I suddenly remember that one conversation the knights all had at the castle. They were talking about how they all have personal reasons for being knights, despite the fact they all serve the king. I'd always thought that Urien and Garling were stoic and honourable. That was their only reason for becoming knights, was a sense of justice. Seeing them here, though, without that stoic facade, they feel more like people. 'Cause they are. My curiosity is piqued. Do you mind if I ask what your reasons were for becoming knights?
Oh, me father was a knight. Put his life on all his kingdom, so he did.
Urien's father was a living legend in his own right. He had the medals to back it up.
My father weren't a land rock. I always admired him.
Judging by the look on Urien's face, it's clear to me that she really loves her father.
My mother died when I was real young. Because me father couldn't be around all the time to take care of me, I ended up practically living with Lan and his family. So us being together is kind of a bit incestuous, but not really. Lan always got annoyed when I called him me brother.
Because he fancies...
No, why?
Urien wanted to follow in her father's footsteps? But then why did you join the Knights, Garland?
Because he wanted to watch over me. Whatever you blush so easily, Garland. Yeah.
Garland seems to blush even harder at that, and Urien's laughter becomes infectious. I feel amusement begin to bubble up as I watch the two of them, but a cold voice cuts through the laughter and atmosphere like a hot blade through ice.
Okay, that was unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
Could you keep it down over there?
I turn and see that Claude's eyes, normally so warm, are cold. His usual smile is gone, replaced with a deep scowl.
Oh, sorry. But
He's still glaring. Okay, take a pill. He's still glaring at the two of them. Oh, I can tell him about the necklace. Karma, I got another piece to my necklace, another good deed. Claude turns his gaze on me, but the frown doesn't disappear.
That's nice, darling.
His voice is calm but flat and lacks any enthusiasm. Well, that felt lackluster and oddly disappointing. Why is he being a dick? A good deed? Congratulations, Princess. You're close to breaking your curse.
Yeah, what you get the good deed for?
The penis in vagina. That's totally my doing. Yeah. I'm not sure, actually.
Not some kind of genital guide. Maybe you felt me land in a mess. Or you even calm went out your way to make it happen.
That happened yesterday, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry.
Huh?
Sorry. Maybe the magic was waiting to see what became of Garland and I. It was basically, yes. That's exactly what they did.
Maybe magic was waiting to see what became of Garland and I. Penis and vagina.
Claude makes a dismissive hand gesture from his table, frowning.
If you're to insist on being so affectionate, you should get a room.
Okay, fuck off. What's pissed in your cornflakes?
Affectionate?
Urien's smile has faded away to a dangerous scowl, where Garland looks confused. Urien looks notably irritated. The shadow is still there on his face.
Yep. Move along.
Claude does not look okay at all. Well, he's being a dick.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Don't be a dick. Doesn't matter if something's bothering him. It's not like him to be so rude. Irritation is no excuse for rudeness.
Fine. I apologise. Happy?
Not particularly, because that doesn't sound particularly genuine. He looks at me for a few moments, his expression twisted into a defiant scowl, but it doesn't hold long. Moments later, his expression softens and he looks away, almost in shame.
I'm sorry.
This apology at least sounds real. But still, why do I feel so disappointed?
Because you have really high standards.
Well, because he's never been a dick before, really.
Yeah.
Oh, except when he slapped Rumpel. That was...
Yeah, but see, I don't mind that one so much, though, because that's fun. That involved Rumble getting hurt, so, I don't mind so much.
Silence descends for a few moments before Claude abruptly stands up from his table.
Excuse me.
Claude turns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me with the two knights.
No one knows what's wrong with him.
You think we've been running him too thin because of practice?
I don't think he slept in 3 weeks,
Well,
so possibly.
That might be it, yeah.
Yeah.
I do not think it's you two. I get the feeling Claude holds him back from saying what he means sometimes. Sometimes he acts strange, distant. And recently he's getting more and more moody.
Recently? Today?
Yeah. Princess?
Oh, Anus coming.
I look over at Denise, who's smiling apologetically.
Hello, Anus.
Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Broom is getting kind of restless.
Hello.
Time to sweep, I suppose. Well, maybe cleaning will help get my mind off things. The rest of the day goes by slowly. I'm stuck cleaning most of the day and then serving later. At one point, I speak with Delora about the knights that had attempted to kidnap me. She tells me that she and Parfait are meeting later to discuss their suspicions.
Parfait.
Parfait. I still don't understand what their suspicions are when Sir Alcaster cannot possibly know who I am. Unless he's a witch. Just saying. My hands are sore by the end of the night. I can still feel like I can practice with a sword. I notice both Urien and Garland look restless too. Garland eventually leaves for patrol while Urien remains at the table, looking deep in thought. I do not want to bother her, so I decide to find Claude. I go to his room, but find the door is locked.
With people in the palace who might be witches, don't forget there's the new queen and her daughter. Just because they're nice doesn't mean they might not be pretend nice.
True. Karma, are we training tonight? Karma. No answer. My heart sinks. Is he not speaking to me? Did I do something wrong?
Is he sulking like a moody teenager?
Ah, there's a thought. Well, it might be because of it's cursed. Because he's got the beauty part, but he's got the beauty and the beast curse. Maybe he's turning into a werewolf in there.
Oh.
And he's moody because he's a werewolf. Or whatever it is the beast is.
What you're saying is the beast is just being grumpy.
Or being a dick. Oh no, I'm actually assuming because he's locked the door that he's actually turning into a beast. Yeah, he's basically a puppy.
Running around going, running around in a circle in the room.
Yes.
Just hours on it.
For days, Claude stayed in his room. See? It's turning into a beast. Only leaving when he has to be on patrol. A few times I saw Parfait go into his room, but she refuses to talk about what was bothering him. I feel so useless.
Oh, shit. When asked, she just said, he's feeling a little rough.
When Claude did appear in the tavern or out in town, he still had that terrible grimace on his face.
Buff. Look, I really don't want to talk right now. If you're so frustrated with me, why not just ignore me? It's not how frustration works, but okay. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not going to train tonight. I'm not in the right state of mind. I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. Please.
I'm really beginning to worry about him.
Dog.
Today, I'm in town running errands with Waltz for Parfait. It's been almost a week since Claude started acting strangely, so I thought I needed to do something for him. I know he likes dresses, and he once told me that he likes roses, but can I really find something that will cheer him up? That's a bit sinister, though, considering the curses for the Beauty and the Beast thing is actually a rose.
Yeah.
So I like the thing that I'm supposed to be keeping safe. It's weird.
Yeah.
Perhaps he would like some jewellery. Waltz, do you remember this jewellery store Karma likes?
Our dads go there very often, so unfortunately, no.
I've forgotten that voice.
Princess, is this a good date?
Hmm?
What's your sin right now? Did you think it would be a good date?
A good needs to be selfless, right?
Generally, yes.
I doubt this will count as selfless. I'm doing this to cheer Karma up.
That sounds pretty selfless.
but is also so that he goes back to teaching me how to fight instead of sulking in his room. At least she's fucking honest. Yeah. That's all I can say.
I'd had to Karma had been teach you how to use the swords. What do you want to learn how to fight? Apart from the fact you keep being attacked.
Because I want to be able to protect myself, and it's not like I can use magic yet.
For another couple of weeks, anyway.
At least sword fighting gives me an advantage.
I'm sorry, Princess. I wish I could teach you magic, but it doesn't work when you're under a curse. But on your 18th birthday, when you become the terrible power bearer, you'll be able to use magic, and I'll instruct you if you want me to.
That, I guess that would be nice. Though it doesn't solve my current problem. What would cheer Claude up? Walt starts chuckling beside me, and I turn to look at him, confused.
Karma is important to you, isn't he?
He's my partner, and he's helped me. He's also been patient with me and smiled even when I've said some really inconsiderate things to him.
I'm glad, Princess, that he's your friend.
My friend, yes. Claude does not feel like a friend. He feels like a something else.
Oh, Princess, is this the one you were searching for?
Waltz points to a peddler sporting different kinds of jewellery, and I instantly make my way toward it. There are all kinds of glittering things displayed, and for a few moments I feel myself drawn to everything. Then I notice the price tags.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that feeling.
Yes, me too.
It's all so pretty, I'm not looking anymore.
I barely have any money left from when the king gave me that pouch. I cannot afford any of this.
And maybe we should do our errands first, and then look for a gift. Maybe we'll find something as we look through the stalls.
That's actually a good idea.
But maybe I'll thieve it while you're not looking.
But if I don't get Claude's gift today, I may not be able to give him to him tonight. Do your job first.
Yeah.
Waltz has a good point. We might find something while we do the errands, and then we can get them out of the way. Besides, it's not right for me to put Claude above everyone else. We spend a few hours gathering supplies needed for the tavern, and only then do we start looking again for Claude's gift.
Princess, I can hold both those bags for you.
It's fine. I'm used to carrying lots of bags.
Does Karma make you carry them around? Princess, you should really tell him off.
He does a lot of other things for me, but next time I think I will. So long as he gets out of his room sometime soon. I really hope he does.
Go. Hi, Princess. Hi.
But the problem now is finding something that he'll like. What does Claude like?
Princess.
What? There's no reason for you to shout.
Yes, there is. You weren't listening.
Walt shakes his head at me, but he's smiling.
Let me offer you a deal.
A deal?
Oh, yes. If you help me set up one of my puppet shows, I'll pay you.
You earn money from your puppet shows. I thought you did them because you liked messing around with small things.
I'll get tipped. So, what do you say? They won't go easy on you, though. And I definitely don't have a horde of Cockney street urchins ready to pickpocket anyone who's looking at my puppet shows.
Yes, I'll help you.
Nah!
Why do you seem so surprised?
I was just thinking that everyone's right. You've really changed, Princess. Maybe having Karma as a partner really was a good idea.
Ugh. Being partners with Claude may have changed me for the better, but I doubt I'd have done the same for him.
I'm sure Karma is very happy that you have buying him a gift. Receiving gifts from admirers isn't the same thing as you getting him something.
Except she's definitely an admirer at this point. He receives gifts from admirers. For a few moments I think about the women who chased us in town a few weeks ago, and I feel a little unpleasant stab in my heart.
Small things. A man would treat him to a dessert every so often. I saw a lot of it when we did errands together. I always make Karma accept those gifts without killing the man.
Killing the man. It's dramatic, but it sounds like Karma, who is incredibly dramatic. He punched Rumpel when asked him to marry him, joke or not. Karma wears his disguise to be convincing, but then gets angry when people fall for it. He's still very much a child.
You know how he is. He doesn't like being flirted with.
Walt, do you know anything else about Karma's curse?
His curse, he never really talks about it.
Claude may be even more stubborn than me if he is not letting anyone help him with his curse. Well, he can't really, because
Yeah.
what's the victory conditions? Are you falling in love with him, basically?
Yeah.
Or saying you're falling? I don't know. Is that actually the thing? You got to actually say it out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess. Because otherwise it'd just be ding, and everyone's standing there going, "What happened?"
Waltz and I continue our search for a gift. Waltz tells me I can look for something a bit more expensive, and he'll just put me to work on another day helping him with his puppets. I bet you this never turns up ever again.
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy that kidnapped her?
Yeah, and he's the guy who was in the bar throwing insults at her.
I return to the jewellery peddler we found earlier.
Hello, madam, sir. How can I help you today? Yes.
Do you have any sort of a rose-shaped jewellery here? The man refers me to a box full of many different rose-shaped earrings. Then he shows me... He shows me some necklaces, and I realise belatedly that it is as if I am searching for something for Miss Karma, not Claude. My eyes scan the glass, nearly in defeat, before a little rose catches my attention in the back of the display window. Chain connected to it, but it doesn't seem long enough to be a necklace. What's that one?
That's our simple rose pendant, ma'am. It comes with a chain, but it can be also pinned on the chest.
The man takes it out of the display case so I can look at it. Yep, that's a rose.
That's definitely a rose, yep.
This is fancy, but not completely flashy. I feel a little click as I press my fingers to the pendant, and I realise it also can open.
Oh, yes, you can also put something small inside of it.
Like a child. This is perfect. I look at the price tag, and after making sure it's not too expensive, I pay the shopkeeper. Waltz pays him the additional fee, and then we walk back to the Marchant together. When we return to the Marchant, I go to my room to tuck the locket into a drawer before I head to the tavern to finish the rest of my chores. Just as I expected, Claus is not down today either. Urian and Garland have taken to training with each other, though they seem agitated that Claude is not helping them. At the end of the day, I hurry to my room where I write a few words on a piece of paper that I put into the locket. A normal rose would have withered, so I offer this one instead in heartfelt thanks. I hold the locket tightly in my hand and start towards Claude's room.
Which is downstairs suddenly.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Why is my heart beating so fast? I'm just giving him a gift. I pause at Claude's door, remembering the last time I entered his room. I'm sure it's okay if I just go in. No.
Well, no, and you just thought about it last time. You're just thinking, well, maybe he'll be half naked again.
That's basically what she's thinking, to be honest.
Yeah.
I open up the door to Claude's room, which is thankfully not locked, and step inside. Claude is sitting motionless in front of his mirror, shoulders slumped as he stares at his reflection. He's shirtless, and there's that tattoo. It seems different.
Oh, it's a tattoo now showing a dead rose.
Maybe. Claude does not notice me at first. I notice that his hand goes to the tattoo over his chest, and then I hear him heave a heavy sigh. Slowly I close the door behind me. It clicks, and that's when he suddenly turns to look at me. At first there's just shock on his face, and then suddenly, anger.
No. Again, why'd you do this again, Henry Punk?
I think she should probably talk to him rather than he's a present, like me again.
Oh, a present.
Come to speak with you. Came to give him something, but I also want to speak with him. I haven't seen Claude in a while.
Well, why? Because you've been doing everything by yourself lately? You came to complain?
No, I wanted to check on you.
Princess, can you not read the mood? You could have at the very least knocked.
But you'd have told me to go away, and fuck that for Game of Soldiers. Yep, that's his face.
Yep.
In no time at all, Claude is suddenly right in front of me, his hands outstretched on either side of me, pinning me to the wall against the door. What?
Well, okay then.
Oh, that's a bit... Okay, he's not actually put his hands on her, so...
Yeah.
It's fine, but a bit weird.
Yeah, he's just basically going to get close to go away kind of thing. Yeah.
Go away even though I'm putting myself in a place where you cannot go away.
Yeah.
His face is so close, his expression is so fierce that he looks a bit
constipated
out, actually. Can't bring myself to think of a way out. The only thing I can do is stare at him levelly, without getting angry, without crying. I will not show any weakness.
Ah! Why? Why aren't you struggling or screaming at me? That's what the Henry punk that I know would do.
Then you do not know me as much as you think you do.
And you know nothing about me.
True. Well,
I know you like this.
I have a retort prepared, but when I stop realising that he is right, I barely know anything about him. No, I don't, but I'd like to.
Why do you insist on poking your nose into others' business? It might be it'd be kind of crap novel if we didn't, really.
We're partners. It's the only reason it has to be. I'm supposed to help you. Why do you keep secrets from me?
Help me?
His lips quirk, but his smile is sardonic. Claude, I want to help you. In the silence that descends between us, I found I can help look at Claude's tattoo. At the thorns twirling around the rose, it is beautiful, but it also seems so lethal. When I glance at Claude again, he looks crestfallen, his eyes glittering like he might be on the verge of tears.
Secrets are secrets for a reason, Princess. You should know that. If I could speak about them, I would, but I can't. And you bursting into my room without any notice only makes it harder.
Harder for what?
Don't. Princess, you can't imagine what all this feels like.
What is he talking about?
And that woman! I'd thought we were meant to be.
Hang on, what woman?
What?
What? Who? Are you talking about Urian or something?
Where? I don't know.
I don't know, no.
The witch woman, probably.
Possibly.
She was so lovely. Her smile as bright as the sun.
Claude's eyes are far away, except that they're right there and close to me.
That's why. Never again. Then you ruined everything, Henry Punk. You cut me down like...
I push my hands against Claude's chest, finally, catching him off guard and forcing him to stumble back. I cannot take any of this. If I've ruined everything, then I'll just leave. You can have all the time in the world to yourself, then. The locket I bought from him burns in my hand, and I end up throwing it at his feet.
Brr! Henry Punk, wait.
I ignore him as I run from the room. When I return to my room and lock my door, I feel too hollow inside for tears. It hurts to breathe when I think of Claude. I eventually manage to fall asleep, but only have snatches of restless dreams when I finally close my eyes.
Mother,
are you and Father in true love like the fairy tales? I thought I forbid you to speak of fairy tales. Have you been reading them? No, Mother. I overheard someone in the palace talking about them today. Then I shall have to find that person and make sure they know what an appropriate topic of conversation in the palace is. But, Mother, the true love in fairy tales sounds so nice. Do you think I can fall in true love with a prince? Yes.
Yeah.
Dearest one, true love like that does not exist. But the love between a mother and her child is the truest kind. It cannot be replicated by anything. Well, that's weirdly incestuous.
Yeah.
All other kinds of love is an illusion. My love is all you will ever need. Do you understand me, my heart? Yes, Mother.
Well, Mother was apparently topless again. So.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I only was noticeable at the very end when the text box disappeared.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And I think at that point we should call it an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.